you are everything. Not only are you the greatest singer, you can like.
Yeah, I'm kind of like everybody's grandma as well. You know, people tell me all the time, they say, I grew up listening to you. You know, my grandma used to play your songs.
Yeah.
My mother used to play your songs. So I'm like a household, name in a way. And that's a beautiful thing.
It's gorgeous.
That's a wonderful thing. I mean, I couldn't see some other artists, you know, whose butts are out and everything, and they're doing rolling on the stage and cuckoo. I just don't understand that. But
you keep it classy, Chaka.
I kept it. Yeah. Well, I tried to keep it. Well, I'm a recovering Catholic, so that helps.
The vocal you give,
I give 100%,
you don't hold back on the vocal.
No, and I don't have little things that I do in between. I don't do dancing. I don't do none of that stuff. I sing. Period.
You know what? It is inspiring, and I heard your Breakfast Club interview that you did with the girls, and you were all kind of commenting. And you were saying, you know, when we go on stage, we just sing. We don't need to do the bells and whistles. We don't need to show our bodies.
No, I don't believe in that.
And I do think that's really inspiring. And I do think
she
as somebody
need to. She's sexy without showing her body off.
But even as somebody who is,
thank you, Mum.
I know, but I think as somebody who is in pop music in a different generation, and you're not.
Now, let me just pause it for a second. Music, you know, entertainment is what it is. But there is a fine line between entertainment and hoism. You know what I mean? Or just being hoish. You know what I mean? There's a fine line between that. You know, whole rap, whatever, hoeing on stage. There's a difference between that and just being able to entertain with the talent, being able to sing, dance, or whatever it is. And I do agree that you should be, if you are talented, you know, Whitney Houston, for instance, she didn't have to pull a titty out. She didn't have to pull a booty out. She didn't have to do any of that because she's talented enough to just stand up there and sing. And I think I get what Chaka is saying. You know, your talent should speak for itself. And even though they like to push, sex sells, there are some artists who don't have to do that. But a lot of them fall under pressure to think that they should. Where an example of that is Chloe Bailey. I don't know if you guys are feeling familiar with Chloe and Halle. Chloe and Halle are talented sisters, in my opinion. But I think what hindered Chloe is because the one thing I think hindered her so far in her career is the fact that she tried to go the appear whole look. Love their music, love their album that came out. Oh my God, loved it. What is Ungodly Hour and beautiful, talented sisters. But she went on her solo journey and did the whole route thing, and it didn't really pan out for her. Trying to be sexy and trying to put too much out there too soon, and it backfired, in my opinion. Talented young woman, could sing, write her music, produce all of it. But she took that route and it did not work. And I just think that if you are talented and you can sing, let your talent speak for yourself. But a lot of these women feel like they need to show more skin and put more out there to get the attention of people when people recognize your talent for what it is. And when you do that, you do the opposite. You run them off. You don't bring them towards you. Now, men, of course, because men are men and they like the female body, if they're straight, they're going to look at that, but they're not the ones probably buying the records. The women are the ones who are going to buy these records. So we don't really want to see all of your butt cheeks and all that out all the time. It's getting old. So it deters you away from the so-called talent. If you have the talent, your talent should speak for yourself. You shouldn't have to do all that extra stuff. And I think that's what she's referring to and what she's saying women are doing now. And, you know, it goes right into modern society where women think showing more is better. You know, having your body totally exposed is so much better. And you need that attention when it's not the right attention. Your attention shouldn't be for your body your exposure. But if you have a talent, it should be focused on your talent. And I think a lot of people get it wrong. And then they're pushed and incentivized to do that also, for a totally different agenda, in my opinion. It's an agenda behind it, I think, and it doesn't really benefit you in many cases. But let's continue.
Pop, but you cross over into all the different genres. You're a soul, funk, pop, jazz, start. You're everything, right?
Sing it.
But do you think that the demands have changed on female performers now, or do you think it's always been there? You just haven't played the game in the way
the game has changed.
Yeah,
because all bets are off. These women are doing any and every damn thing on stage and trying to sing too. The ones who are doing the most physicalities with their butts and stuff, you know, and their body parts are the ones that usually are compensating for what they don't have.
Move your bottom if you don't.
You know what I'm saying?
Voice.
Absolutely. So I came to sing, and I came to really do a good job, and that's hard work. It's hard. It's tough, but I don't feel like it's hard work whilst I'm doing it. I feel great.
Yeah, I mean, so listen, she didn't say anything wrong, but there was definitely pushback from what she said. If you looked in the comments of that video, a lot of women, they always have a problem when anybody, you know, gives any type of constructive criticism. There's always pushback. Oh, well, what, you know, you always have something negative to respond to it. When what she's saying was, it was not harsh. It was not disrespectful. It was not mean. It was the truth. I mean, and she really didn't say anything that you should be pissed about. But once again, you know, Jesus can't come and tell these chicks nothing. Jesus can't save you. He can't tell you what's right. Nobody can tell a black woman any goddamn thing. Anything you try to say that goes counter to what they're doing, they have a problem with it. And then wonder why you don't get the results that you're looking for. And then you're still out here complaining in the streets and by yourself because nobody want to deal with that type of behavior. So I just think, listen, yeah, there is a fine line between sexy and what's hoish. And once again, we are in a society of women who don't want anybody to tell them anything about the way they dress, how they present themselves, anything. You know, I think as women, we naturally want to be sexy. We naturally want to have sex appeal. That's just a part of being a woman. I mean, I don't know any woman who don't, you know, mind a little bit of that. That would be foolish to think that women don't want to feel good about themselves and feel sexy from time to time. I mean, come on. And even if you got a man, you want to feel sexy for your man. You want to feel good. You want your man to look at you and be like, oh, you look good. Like, come on. Most women enjoy that. That's a part of our nature, in my opinion, at least. So I understand women wanting to be sexy and, you know, show a little bit. But I mean, to me, I think, and I don't think you have to have a turtleneck all the way up to your eyeballs all the time. I don't believe that. No, I don't. I mean, I don't think you have to be covered from head to toe like a nun all the time. No. But I think there's a fine line between what's sexy and what's going overboard, what's too much. I said it in the other video when I talked about, you know, women having a little cleavage. There's nothing wrong with that. It's the way you do it. Moderation. I think it's the way to be, like I say, sexy. And, oh, you're showing a little bit, but not too much, where you're full out, where there's no type of imagination or anything. Like, no, I don't think men like that. You know, and that's why when you do that, when you cross that line and you go too far, it's borderline. Oh, I'm selling something. You know, I want you to see me because this is what I'm offering. And that's how men usually take it. Oh, if all your butt cheeks are out, you leave nothing to the imagination. You got sheer clothing on showing a T and the A and it's all out for everybody to see. Most men don't look at that and say, oh, I want to be with her. No, I want to be with you. Yeah, I want to clap them cheeks. Okay. Oh my God. But I don't want you to be for me. Because if I'm clapping them cheeks and I get to see them cheeks, everybody else is getting to see it too. So most men don't want a woman that's for everybody. Most men. Now, maybe there's something, I say most. Most men don't want a woman that is showing all the goods for every man to see. That's what women don't understand. If he wants something that he believes and feels is exclusive to him. Am I wrong? Men in the chat. Am I right, wrong? Put right or wrong. Because if I'm wrong, let me know. They don't want to share their woman. It is what it is. But women like to call that insecurities. No, it's not an insecure thing. It's just the nature of men. If you're for me, you're for me. I don't need you showcasing what's for me all for everybody else to see. Now, I think men are reasonable in these situations. I think, like I said, men, if you know you have an attractive woman and you met her and she was attractive, you met her and she looked good and she was dressing in her whatever she was wearing, you know, if she's a respectable woman, but she looked good, she looked sexy when you met her, she wearing her dresses, and you liked what you saw, that's what attracted you to her. So I think men are reasonable, because I don't think you expect her to change, because that's what attracted you to her. That's what you like about her, part of the things you like about. So you know, when you go somewhere, you got a beautiful woman on your arm, she look good, everybody know it. So I don't think men are insecure. There is moderation. You know, you don't wear a dress way up your thigh, up to your crack. You don't wear a dress to show, you know, up to your booty. You're like, come on now, you know that ain't right. You got to know what's classy and what's trashy. And if you're not out here trying to sell something, then you understand the difference. And you would have respect for yourself and your man to know, you know what, that's not gonna be even an issue for you. And I think the reason why a lot of women have a problem with it is because they're out here selling something. They're trying to sell what they have to the highest bidder, and they don't want nobody in to tell them anything. And they don't want to think that, oh, this is trashy, because they think that's what they have to do in order to appeal to whoever, a man with money or whatever it is that they're looking for. And you don't realize you're alienating men that will take you seriously, and you're attracting the type of men you're gonna end up not really wanting to be with. That is, that you should realize that this is only for a transactional situationship. This is not for long-term relationships. Men ain't gonna look at you for the most part and be like, oh, I want to wife her up. She look good, but I mean, who is she selling this to? And this is why you find some women who are actually in relationships and marriages, they're still selling themselves. They're still trying to push a certain look, because their options in their mind are still open. It's like they're campaigning for the next person. Like they're not sure or really locked into what they have. So they're basically putting themselves out there with an open mind. Like, wait a minute, if this don't work out, I want to line up the next person. Once again, you have to take some accountability on how you present yourself and how you want to be treated. Now, if somebody is doing something out of order on their end, you can't control that. You steer away from that. But I guarantee you'll get a better outcome, a better experience if you put yourself out there in a better way. You'll get more of the respect than the disrespect.